Something is happening around you right now that nobody announced. The sun contains 99.86% of everything in our solar system. Every planet, every moon, every asteroid, all of it is the leftover 0.14%. Lightning, something you've seen your whole life, is 5 times hotter than that same sun's surface. And a word you say almost every day, jiffy, is a real, documented unit of physics. In this video, 16 facts across 3 different worlds: the scale of the universe, the animal kingdom, and the everyday things hiding completely different stories underneath. We're starting with the biggest, the sun and its grip on our solar system. Then the animal kingdom, which keeps running experiments more sophisticated than anything in a lab. And we close with some of the most ordinary-looking things on Earth: bubbles, fruit, alphabets, and a painting, all with something hiding underneath. These facts don't share a subject. They share an idea: that the world is doing extraordinary things at every level, whether you're looking at the solar system or the inside of your kitchen. 16 facts. Let's go. The sun makes up 99.86% of the entire mass of our solar system. Every planet, every moon, every asteroid and comet combined makes up less than 0.25% of the total. Jupiter alone accounts for most of that. Earth barely registers. The sun owning 99.86% of everything in the solar system. And if that scale is hard to hold, here's a man-made object that somehow does the same thing. A Rubik's Cube has more possible combinations than seconds that have passed since the universe began. Over 43 quintillion combinations. The universe has only existed for about 435 quadrillion seconds. A toy invented in 1974 contains more possibilities than the entirety of cosmic time. A toy from 1974, mathematically larger than all of cosmic time. Now here's something happening in your sky that's faster and hotter than most people realize. Lightning is hotter than the surface of the sun. A single bolt reaches roughly 30,000 Kelvin, about 5 times the sun's surface temperature. That heat is gone in less than a second, and is what creates thunder. Lightning 5 times hotter than the sun's surface, gone in under a second. And speaking of things hiding inside everyday language, here's a word you've been using that turns out to be real science. "I'll be there in a jiffy" is actually a real unit of time. In physics, a jiffy is officially defined as 1/100th of a second. It's even used in some engineering and computing contexts. The casual phrase has real scientific roots. A jiffy? Confirmed. 1/100th of a second, officially defined. And your other senses are running something just as underestimated. Your nose, specifically, is doing far more than you were told. Your nose can distinguish over 1 trillion different smells. For decades, scientists believed the real number was around 10,000. A 2014 Rockefeller University study tested it directly and found the true number is over 1 trillion, a complete rewrite of how powerful human smell actually is. Scale, physics, language, and your own senses. 5 facts all belonging to the same category. Things operating quietly in the background, with no announcement. Now the animal kingdom takes over. And if science can feel abstract, animals make it immediate. Because everything in this next cluster is alive on this planet right now, doing things we spent centuries not noticing. There's a jellyfish that never has to grow old. Turritopsis dohrnii can revert its own cells back to a juvenile stage instead of dying, essentially restarting its life cycle. Scientists call it biologically immortal. A jellyfish reversing its own aging instead of dying. The animal kingdom ignoring rules we assumed were universal. And here's one that hits unexpectedly closer to home. Cows have best friends. This is confirmed by actual research. Studies show cows pair off with a specific companion and show measurable stress, including a higher heart rate, when separated from that one cow. Cows with specific, measurable friendships, stress tested by science. The line between animal behavior and human behavior keeps moving. Here's a frog that takes biology somewhere even further than that. This frog freezes completely solid every winter and survives. Its heart stops. Its breathing stops. Ice crystals form throughout its body. High glucose levels act as natural antifreeze, protecting its cells. Spring arrives, the frog thaws, and its heart restarts on its own. Heart stopped. Breathing stopped. Frozen solid. Wakes up in spring. Biology finding solutions that look exactly like miracles. And here's a plant that's been using a similar kind of patience for 9,000 years. There's a tree alive right now that's over 9,500 years old. Old Chico in Sweden survives through vegetative cloning. When its trunk dies, the same ancient root system simply sends up a new one. It has outlasted the entire span of recorded human civilization. A tree outlasting the entire span of recorded human civilization. Same root system, new trunk, indefinitely. And if one organism can carry that kind of scale, here's a species carrying a different kind of scale entirely. All the ants on Earth weigh about the same as all the humans on Earth. A 2022 study estimated roughly 20 quadrillion ants exist worldwide. Each one weighs almost nothing, but added together, their total weight roughly matches the combined weight of all 8 billion of us. 20 quadrillion ants, matching the combined weight of every human on Earth. And if ants seem simple, here's a plant with no nervous system that counts with more precision than most people expect. Venus flytraps can count, and they don't make mistakes. The plant needs 2 separate touches within about 20 seconds before it closes. One touch alone is ignored, saving energy. A third touch confirms there's real prey inside, all without a brain or nervous system. An immortal jellyfish, cows with best friends, a frozen frog, a 9,000-year-old tree, ants matching our weight, a plant that counts. The natural world has been running its own experiments this whole time. For the last stretch, we're going somewhere more familiar. Everyday things you've walked past or held in your hands for years, all hiding something you weren't told. Bubble wrap was originally invented to be wallpaper. It failed completely. In 1957, 2 engineers sealed shower curtains together, hoping to create textured wallpaper. Nobody wanted it. It took IBM using it to ship computers before bubble wrap found its real purpose. Bubble wrap, invented as wallpaper, failing completely, accidentally becoming one of the most useful packaging materials ever made. And speaking of things we assume are reliable that turn out not to be, here's one that affects every kitchen. The 5-second rule has no real scientific basis. None. Research from Rutgers University found bacteria can transfer to food in under 1 second of contact. Moisture matters more than speed. Wetter foods pick up bacteria almost instantly, no matter how fast you grab them. The 5-second rule. Zero scientific backing, bacteria transferring in under 1 second. Food science dismantling comfort. Here's another food fact that's just as quietly off from what most people assume. Oranges are naturally green. The orange color isn't guaranteed. In tropical climates, oranges stay green even when fully ripe and sweet. Warm temperatures keep chlorophyll active in the peel. Only cooler nights break that down and reveal the orange underneath. Oranges staying green in tropical heat because chlorophyll does what it does, regardless of what the fruit is supposed to look like. Color follows chemistry. not expectation. And so does language, even with only 13 letters. The Hawaiian alphabet has only 13 letters, 5 vowels, 7 consonants, and a glottal stop symbol most languages don't even have. And from that tiny set, Hawaiian builds entire, poetic, layered words. 13 letters, 1 glottal stop. More poetic range than most alphabets, twice its size. And we're closing with something everyone has seen, but almost nobody has looked at closely enough. The Mona Lisa has no eyebrows. Look closely. They're just not there. In Renaissance Florence, plucked eyebrows were fashionable. Combine that with centuries of restoration wearing away delicate strokes, and one of art's most famous faces lost its brows entirely. 16 facts. The universe, the natural world, and the ordinary things hiding extraordinary stories. The sun owns 99.86% of everything. A Rubik's Cube beats the universe in possibilities. Lightning is 5 times hotter than the sun's surface. A jiffy is real. Your nose distinguishes 1 trillion scents. A jellyfish doesn't have to die. Cows choose specific friends. A frog can freeze solid and restart. A tree has been alive since the last ice age. Ants match our total weight. Venus flytraps count without a brain. Bubble wrap was wallpaper. The 5-second rule has no science. Oranges are green in the tropics. Hawaiian has 13 letters. And the Mona Lisa has no eyebrows. None of this stopped being true before this video. It was all already happening. Subscribe for a new fact every day and a video like this every month. See you tomorrow.